Welcome to the channel. We're living in some exciting times, aren't we? Technology is changing so fast, and one of the biggest changes is happening right on our roads. I'm talking about electric vehicles, or EVs. Maybe you've seen more of them silently cruising around your neighborhood. Or perhaps you're thinking, is an EV right for me? Well, if the idea of a cleaner, greener, and often cheaper ride sounds good, you're in the right place. This year, 2025 is shaping up to be a fantastic time to consider making the switch to electric. And a big reason why is the amazing range of incentives available. These incentives can save you thousands of dollars. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Incentives? That sounds complicated, but trust me, it's not as tricky as it seems. Think of it like getting a special discount or a bonus just for choosing a car that's better for our planet and often for your wallet in the long run. Governments and even utility companies are offering these perks to encourage more people like you to go electric. This guide is all about breaking down those 2025 EV incentives in a super simple way. We'll look at what they are, how they work, and most importantly, how they can help you save some serious cash on your brand new or even new to you used electric car. So why does all this matter to you, the car buyer? Well, let's be honest, buying a new car is a big decision. It's one of the largest purchases most of us make. Electric cars sometimes have a slightly higher sticker price up front compared to similar gasoline cars, though this is changing fast. That's where these incentives come in like a superhero. They can dramatically lower the actual cost of getting an EV, making them much more affordable and accessible. We're talking federal tax credits, state rebates, and even local perks. It's like a team of savings working together for you. Throughout this guide, we're going to explore all of this together. We'll cover why these incentives exist in the first place. It's a pretty cool story about helping our communities and the environment. We'll dive into the different kinds of incentives you can find right here in the US, from the big federal ones to smaller local deals. We'll even peek at what other countries are doing. My goal is to give you the information you need, in plain and simple language, so you can feel confident and excited about the possibility of driving electric and saving money while you do it. Let's get started on this electrifying journey. So you might be wondering, why are governments and other groups so eager to give people money or perks to buy electric cars? It's a great question. It's not just about being nice, though that's a plus. There are some really big, important reasons behind these EV incentives. The main one, and it's a huge one, is all about our environment. Traditional gasoline and diesel cars, as much as we've relied on them, release pollutants into the air. These pollutants can affect our health, contributing to things like asthma and other respiratory problems, especially in busy cities. Electric cars, on the other hand, have zero tailpipe emissions. That means cleaner air for us all to breathe right in our neighborhoods. Beyond cleaner air in our towns and cities, there's the even bigger picture: climate change. I know it's a massive topic, but every positive step counts. The transportation sector is a significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, which are warming our planet. Electric vehicles, especially when powered by renewable energy sources like solar or wind, can drastically reduce our carbon footprint from driving. By encouraging the shift to EVs, governments are taking a proactive step to combat climate change and work towards a more sustainable future for generations to come. It's about protecting our beautiful planet, and incentives make it easier for everyone to be a part of that effort. Another key reason for these incentives is to spur innovation and grow a new industry. Think about it. The move to electric vehicles is a massive technological shift. It's like when we moved from horse-drawn carriages to automobiles. Governments want to support the development and manufacturing of these advanced technologies within their own countries. This creates jobs, boosts the economy, and positions a nation as a leader in the future of transportation. Incentives help create demand for EVs, which in turn encourages car manufacturers to invest more in research, development, and building better, more affordable electric cars and batteries. Finally, there's also an element of energy independence and resilience. Many countries rely on imported oil to fuel their transportation needs. This can make them vulnerable to global price swings and geopolitical issues. Electricity, however, can be produced from a wide variety of domestic sources, including renewable energy like solar and wind, as well as nuclear power and natural gas. By promoting electric vehicles, countries can reduce their dependence on foreign oil, enhance their energy security, and often support cleaner, locally sourced energy production. So these incentives are really a win-win-win: cleaner air, a healthier planet, economic growth, and greater energy security. Alright, let's talk about the exciting part. The actual incentives that can put money back in your pocket or give you some cool perks. Here in the United States, there isn't just one single EV incentive. Instead, it's more like a buffet of savings opportunities, and you can often combine several of them. It's important to know what's out there so you can make the most of it. The landscape can seem a bit complex at first glance, but once you understand the main categories, it becomes much clearer. We're going to break them down so you feel like an expert in no time. The headliner, the one most people hear about, is the federal tax credit. This is a big one offered by the US government. It can reduce the amount of federal income tax you owe, potentially by thousands of dollars. We'll dive much deeper into this in the next section because it has specific rules about which cars qualify, who qualifies, and how to claim it. For 2025, there are some exciting updates, including the ability for some dealerships to offer this credit as an upfront discount at the point of sale. How cool is that? Instant savings. Next up, we have state and local rebates and tax credits. Many states and even some cities and counties offer their own incentives on top of the federal one. These can be rebates that give you cash back after your purchase, or they might be state tax credits similar to the federal one. California, Colorado, New York, and Oregon are just a few examples of states with robust programs, but many others offer something too. These programs vary widely in amounts and eligibility, so it's super important to check what's available specifically where you live. Some states are very generous. Finally, don't forget about utility company rebates and non-monetary perks. Your local electric utility company might offer its own set of incentives. This could be a rebate for buying an EV, or perhaps a discount on installing a home charging station, which is super convenient. And then there are the non-monetary benefits, which can be surprisingly valuable. Think about things like access to high-occupancy vehicle or carpool lanes, even if you're driving solo. Some areas offer reduced registration fees, free or discounted parking for EVs, or even discounts on tolls. These everyday perks can really add up in convenience and savings over time. Okay team, let's zoom in on that big federal EV tax credit because it's a major player in making electric cars more affordable. For 2025, the Clean Vehicle Credit can provide up to $7,500 for new qualifying electric vehicles and up to $4,000 for qualifying used clean vehicles. That's a significant chunk of change. It's important to remember this is a tax credit, not a rebate check mailed to you by the IRS, unless the credit results in a refund. It directly reduces your federal income tax liability for the year you buy the car and put it into service. If you owe $5,000 in taxes and get a $7,500 credit, you could wipe out your tax bill and potentially get the rest back as a refund, depending on your total tax situation. Now, not every electric car and not every buyer will qualify for the full amount or even qualify at all. There are some key rules for 2025. For new vehicles, the car must have its final assembly in North America. There are also requirements about where the battery components and critical minerals are sourced, which can be a bit tricky for manufacturers. These sourcing requirements are designed to boost American manufacturing and secure supply chains. Because of these rules, the list of eligible vehicles can change, so it's crucial to check the official government sources like fueleconomy.gov before you buy. There are also price caps and income limits. For new cars, vans, and SUVs, the manufacturer's suggested retail price can't exceed $80,000. For sedans and other vehicles, the cap is $55,000. As for income, your modified adjusted gross income can't be more than $300,000 for married couples filing jointly, $225,000 for heads of households, or $150,000 for other filers. These limits apply to both new and used EV credits. For used EVs, the sale price must be $25,000 or less, and the sale must be by a licensed dealer. It's also important that the used EV is at least 2 model years old. Here's some really exciting news for 2025. You might be able to get this federal tax credit as an immediate discount when you buy the car from a registered dealer. This is a game changer. Instead of waiting until tax time, the dealer can verify your eligibility and apply the credit directly to the purchase price. This makes the savings instant and much easier to manage, especially if you were worried about having enough tax liability to use the full credit. Make sure to ask your dealer if they are set up for this point-of-sale credit transfer. It can make a huge difference in your upfront costs. While the federal tax credit gets a lot of headlines, don't overlook the amazing savings opportunities available at the state and local levels. Many states are really stepping up to encourage EV adoption, and their programs can be incredibly generous. These incentives are often in the form of direct rebates, meaning you get cash back after purchasing or leasing an eligible EV. For example, states like California have long-standing programs like the Clean Vehicle Rebate Project, or CVRP, offering thousands of dollars back to buyers, with amounts often tiered by income level to help those who need it most. Colorado also has a fantastic state tax credit that can be combined with other offers. The beauty of these state programs is that they are tailored to the specific goals and needs of that state. Some states might focus on getting as many EVs on the road as possible, while others might prioritize lower-income buyers or specific types of vehicles. For instance, New York offers the Drive Clean rebate, which is applied right at the point of sale, making it super easy for buyers. Other states like Oregon and Maryland also have attractive rebate programs. It's not just states either. Some cities or regional air quality districts offer their own smaller grants or rebates, so it's worth digging into what's available right in your backyard. Beyond direct cashback or state tax credits, your local utility company might be another source of savings. Many electric utilities are eager to support EV adoption because it can help balance the electric grid, especially if you charge during off-peak hours. They might offer rebates for purchasing a new or used EV, or provide significant financial assistance for the purchase and installation of a Level 2 home charging station. A Level 2 charger can charge your EV much faster than a standard wall outlet, so getting help with that cost is a fantastic perk. Check your utility's website. They usually have a section dedicated to EVs. Remember, these state and local incentives often have their own set of rules, eligibility requirements, and funding levels. Funding can sometimes run out, so it's a good idea to act quickly if you're interested and qualify. Some programs might have income caps, vehicle price limits, or require you to keep the car for a certain period. The key is to do your research for your specific location. A great starting point is often your state's Energy Office website or Department of Motor Vehicles. They usually have dedicated pages listing all available EV incentives. Combining these with the federal credit can lead to some truly massive savings. Saving money on the purchase price is awesome, but the benefits of driving an EV in 2025 don't stop there. Many areas offer some really cool non-monetary perks that can make your daily driving experience much better and save you time and hassle. One of the most popular is access to high-occupancy vehicle lanes, also known as carpool lanes, even if you're driving solo. Imagine cruising past traffic jams legally. This can be a huge time saver on your commute in congested urban areas. States like California, Virginia, and Arizona have programs for this, though you might need to apply for a special decal or license plate. Other valuable perks can include reduced registration fees for electric vehicles. Some states or municipalities offer this as an extra thank you for choosing a zero-emission vehicle. You might also find free or discounted parking spots specifically reserved for EVs in city centers, shopping malls, or at public buildings. Some areas even offer discounts on tolls for EV drivers. While these might seem like small things individually, they can add up to significant savings and convenience over the years you own your car. It's like getting little bonuses just for driving electric, making your ownership experience even sweeter. Now let's talk about how you actually get these fantastic benefits, especially the financial ones. For the federal tax credit, if you're not taking it as a point-of-sale discount at the dealership, you'll claim it when you file your federal income taxes. You'll need to fill out IRS Form 8936, Clean Vehicle Credits. Make sure you have the vehicle identification number and documentation from the seller, including a report they are required to provide you at the time of sale. The form will guide you through calculating the credit amount based on the vehicle and your tax situation. It's always a good idea to consult with a tax professional if you have questions. For state and local rebates, the process will vary. Many state rebate programs like California's CVRP or New York's Drive Clean Rebate have online portals where you can apply after you've purchased or leased your eligible EV. You'll typically need to provide proof of purchase, vehicle registration, and sometimes proof of income if the rebate amount is income dependent. For utility rebates, you'll usually apply directly through your utility company's website. Always check the specific program's website for detailed instructions, application forms, and deadlines. It might seem like a bit of paperwork, but the savings are definitely worth the effort. It's pretty cool to see how the United States is encouraging electric cars, but we're not alone in this. Many countries around the world are also big fans of EVs and offer their own exciting incentives. Take Canada, our neighbor to the north. They have a federal incentives for zero-emission vehicles program, offering point-of-sale rebates for new EVs, much like some of the US programs. Some Canadian provinces also offer additional rebates on top of that, making EVs very attractive there. It shows a global commitment to cleaner transportation. Looking across the pond to Europe, Norway is a real superstar when it comes to EV adoption. They've had incredibly generous incentives for years, including exemptions from high vehicle import taxes and sales tax for EVs. They also offer perks like access to bus lanes, free municipal parking, and reduced ferry and toll road charges. Thanks to these strong incentives, Norway has one of the highest rates of EV ownership in the world. It's a great example of how powerful these policies can be. Other European countries like Germany, France, and the Netherlands also have significant purchase grants, tax breaks, and local perks. Over in Asia, China is a massive market for electric vehicles and has been a major driver of EV growth globally. The Chinese government has offered substantial subsidies for many years to both consumers and manufacturers, although they are gradually phasing some of them down as the market matures. They also have non-financial incentives, like making it easier for EV owners to get license plates in big cities where plates for gasoline cars are heavily restricted and expensive. These international examples show a worldwide trend. Governments believe in the future of electric mobility and are willing to invest in it. Now let's bring it back home with some real-life savings examples in the United States. Imagine Sarah in California buys a new EV hatchback priced at $45,000 in 2025. It qualifies for the full $7,500 federal tax credit. California's CVRP might offer her an additional $2,000 rebate. This amount can vary. Suddenly, her $45,000 car effectively costs her $35,500 before even considering fuel and maintenance savings. Or think about Mark in Colorado who buys a qualified used EV for $20,000. He could get the $4,000 federal used EV tax credit. Plus, Colorado might offer a state tax credit of, say, $2,500. His $20,000 used EV could effectively cost him just $13,500. These numbers really make a difference. When we talk about incentives, especially tax-related ones, sometimes a few myths or misunderstandings pop up. Let's clear the air on some common ones. First, a big question. Do I get a check from the government for the federal tax credit? Generally, no. As we discussed, it's a credit that reduces your tax liability. However, if the credit is larger than your tax bill, and you opt for the point-of-sale transfer at a participating dealership in 2025, it acts like an immediate cash discount on the car's price, which is even better for many folks. Otherwise, it reduces what you owe at tax time. Another common question is, can I stack incentives? The answer is often yes, and this is where the savings can really multiply. You can typically combine the federal tax credit with state rebates, local incentives, and utility offers. For example, you might get the federal credit, a state rebate, and a discount from your utility company for installing a home charger. Always check the terms of each specific incentive, as some rare exceptions might exist, but generally, stacking is encouraged to maximize your savings. It's like collecting coupons for a really big purchase. What about used EVs? Do used electric cars qualify for incentives? Yes, they absolutely can. As of 2025, there's a federal tax credit specifically for used clean vehicles, offering up to $4,000, or 30% of the sale price, whichever is less, for qualifying vehicles purchased from a licensed dealer for $25,000 or less. Many state and local programs are also starting to include incentives for used EVs, recognizing that this makes electric mobility accessible to even more people. So, if a brand new EV isn't in your budget, a pre-owned one with incentives could be a fantastic option. So what's particularly new and exciting for 2025? The biggest news continues to be the refinement and increased availability of transferring the new and used clean vehicle credits to registered dealers for an immediate discount at the point of sale. This makes the federal credit much more accessible and impactful up front. Also, keep an eye on the list of eligible vehicles for the federal credit, as manufacturers are constantly working to meet the battery and mineral sourcing requirements. This means more models may become eligible throughout the year. Always check fueleconomy.gov for the latest list of qualifying new and used vehicles before you make a purchase. We've covered a lot of ground, and hopefully you're feeling excited about the potential savings on an electric car in 2025. To really make the most of these incentives, a little planning goes a long way. One tip is to research incentives before you even start seriously shopping for a car. Knowing what credits and rebates you qualify for can help you set your budget and narrow down your vehicle choices. Websites like the official US government site fueleconomy.gov are invaluable for federal info, and your state's energy office website is the place to go for local perks. When is the best time to buy? Sometimes end-of-year sales events can overlap with incentive programs, potentially offering even better deals. However, be mindful that funding for some state or local rebate programs can be limited and may run out, so if you find a program you qualify for, it might be wise not to wait too long. Also, consider the timing of your purchase in relation to when you file taxes if you're claiming the federal credit traditionally, not at point of sale. You claim the credit for the tax year in which you take delivery of the vehicle. Don't be afraid to talk to dealers about incentives. For 2025, more dealers are getting registered to offer the federal tax credit as an upfront discount. Ask them about this process and ensure they are set up for it. Also, while the incentives themselves are usually fixed amounts, the price of the car itself might still be negotiable. Knowing your total potential savings from incentives can give you a clearer picture of your overall deal. And remember to explore financing options. Sometimes, special rates are available for EVs or through green energy loan programs. Looking ahead, the world of EV incentives is dynamic. As EV adoption grows and technology evolves, governments may adjust their programs. Some incentives might be phased down or replaced with new ones. That's why staying informed is key. For now, in 2025, the opportunities to save are significant. By doing a little homework, understanding the options available to you, and taking advantage of these programs, you can make driving an electric vehicle more affordable than ever. Was this informative? If you think so, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Watch this next valuable video.